Look, there's a table over here. Perfect. It looks so cozy.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Speak. I'm Eden.
And I'm Gabby. We're so excited you're here with us today. Before we dive in, let me ask, how many of you always say, "How are you?" every single time you greet someone? I bet it's most of you. Today, we're going to expand your greeting toolkit in a major way.
Today we're talking about something super practical, different ways to ask, "How are you?" in English. Because let's be honest, saying the same thing over and over gets pretty boring, right, Gabby? Plus, using different variations shows native speakers that you have a deeper understanding of the language and can adapt your communication style to different social situations.
Absolutely. And it's not just about variety. Different situations actually call for different ways of asking this question. Each variation we'll cover today has its own level of formality and perfect context. By the end of today's episode, you'll be able to choose exactly the right greeting for any situation.
Exactly. So we've got 5 amazing variations to share with you today, and we'll explain when and how to use each one.
Let's start with the classic. How are you? This is probably the first version you learned, Eden. And here's how we're going to approach this. For each variation, we'll cover the exact context where you'd use it, example scenarios, and the most common responses you can expect to hear back.
Yes, and it's perfect for formal situations or when you're meeting someone for the first time, like job interviews, talking to your teacher, or at the doctor's office. It's polite, clear, and works in almost any situation. Most of the time, people respond with something brief like, "I'm fine, thank you," or "I'm doing well, thanks." That's such a great point, Gabby. Don't worry about memorizing all of this today. The real learning happens when you begin experimenting with these in your daily conversations. Start thinking about the different people you talk to and which greeting might work best with each person.
Right. Now, moving on to something more relaxed. How's it going? This one's great for friends, coworkers, or casual acquaintances. You'll typically hear responses like, "going well," or "not bad." It's much more conversational, and people often feel comfortable giving honest, brief updates. Exactly. Perfect examples. At a networking event, when meeting someone's colleague, or calling customer service. "Hello, how are you today?" It sets a polite, professional tone right from the start.
Oh, I love this one. It's the perfect middle ground between formal and super casual. Use it with coworkers in the hallway or acquaintances at the gym. It's friendly without being too intimate and often leads to slightly longer conversations than "How are you?"
Exactly. You might use this when you run into a neighbor at the grocery store or when you see a classmate before class starts.
Yeah, totally. And the cool thing about "how's it going" is that it refers to life in general, like everything that's happening with that person.
That's a great point. Now, if we want to get even more casual, we have "what's up?" This is definitely for close friends or people your age. It's very informal with a cool, relaxed vibe. It's not really asking for detailed information, more like a casual acknowledgement. And here's a pronunciation tip. In casual conversation, you'll often hear, "how's it going?" The G at the end gets dropped in relaxed speech. Good to recognize when you hear it.
Yes, but be careful with this one. Don't use "what's up" with your boss, grandmother, or in professional settings. I once said "what's up" to my professor. The confused look taught me about matching language to the situation.
Good advice.
And here's something interesting. People often just answer "what's up" with "what's up" right back. It's like a greeting exchange.
Oh, that's so true. Or they might say, "not much, you?" It's almost become its own little conversation ritual.
Exactly. Our fourth way is "how have you been?" This one's special because it implies time has passed since you last saw the person. This greeting actually invites a more detailed response. People might tell you about a new job, recent trip, or what they've been up to.
Huh. Common responses include, "What's up?" right back, "Hey," or "Not much, just chillin'," or "Nothing much, how about you?" Sometimes a quick update, like "Just finished class." The key is keeping it brief and casual. Right, it's perfect for reunions or when you bump into an old friend you haven't seen in months or years, like at your high school reunion or running into a former neighbor. This greeting acknowledges the time gap and shows genuine interest in catching up.
Yes, like you wouldn't say, "How have you been?" to someone you saw yesterday.
That would be weird, but it's perfect when you run into your high school friend at the mall or when you see a former coworker at a coffee shop.
And notice the grammar there. Have you been? That's present perfect tense, showing the connection between past and present.
Great observation. And finally, our fifth way is, "How are you doing?" This one has a slightly more caring, concerned tone than "How are you?" You might use this when you know someone has been dealing with something difficult or when you want to show genuine care.
And here's something culturally interesting. When someone asks, "How have you been?" they're usually prepared for a longer answer, so it's appropriate to share a brief update. "I've been really good. I started a new job." Or, "It's been crazy, but things are settling down." Yes, it's like you're really checking in on someone. Maybe you know they've been going through a tough time or seemed stressed last time. "How are you doing?" shows emotional intelligence and genuine concern. Perfect for close friends, family, or colleagues you care about.
Exactly. It shows that you genuinely care about their well-being. The word "doing" focuses more on their actions and how they're managing life.
Perfect. So let me quickly recap these 5 awesome ways for our listeners, along with their best use cases. Number 1, how are you? For formal situations, first meetings, professional contexts, or anytime you want to be polite and appropriate.
Before we recap, here's something important. Your tone and body language matter just as much as the words you choose. A warm smile can make even "How are you?" feel personal. Saying "How are you doing?" in a rushed way won't convey the concern you want. How's it going?
That's so true. And these greetings can vary slightly by region. You might hear, "How you doing?" instead of "How are you doing?" Or "How's things?" instead of "How's it going?" Being aware of variations helps you understand movies, TV shows, and different speakers. Number 3, what's up? For close friends, people your age, and very informal situations where you want that cool, relaxed vibe.
Okay, let's do a quick practice round. You're at a coffee shop and see your former college roommate for the first time in 3 years. Which greeting feels right? "How have you been?" is absolutely correct. The time gap makes it perfect. Number 4, how have you been? When you haven't seen someone in a while and you want to acknowledge that time gap and invite them to catch you up on their life.
Great example. Here's another. Your best friend has been stressed about final exams. When you see them on campus, what would you say? "How are you doing?" The caring tone is perfect. One more. You're in an elevator with your boss. "How are you?" Keep it professional. And number 5, how are you doing? When you want to show extra care and concern, especially if you know someone's been going through challenges or changes in their life.
Perfect. Now here's a challenge for our listeners. Try to use at least 3 of these variations this week in real conversations. Start with the ones that feel most comfortable, then gradually experiment with the others.
Ooh, I love that. Pay attention to how people respond differently to each one, too. You might be surprised by what you notice.
And remember, the key is matching your tone and formality level to the situation and your relationship with the person. When in doubt, be slightly more formal than too casual. Don't stress about being perfect. Even native speakers sometimes choose the wrong greeting.
Quick mistakes to avoid. Don't use "What's up" in professional emails. Don't ask "How have you been" to someone you just saw yesterday. And don't say "How are you doing" unless you have time to hear the answer. These details make a big difference. Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us on the All Speak today. We hope this helps you sound more natural and confident in your English conversations. Language learning is about taking small steps. If you use even one new greeting from today, that's a win.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember that every conversation is an opportunity to improve. Don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with anyone working on their English. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye. And remember, how are you doing today? See what I did there? That's your homework for today. Really think about which greeting feels right for each person you meet. Until next time, keep speaking with confidence.